Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do a quick trading demonstration, and this time I'll use my trading account, my paper trading account. All right. So here we have our paper trading account. So the first thing, the first thing I would do here is I'd say I'm up 20, I'm up $24,000 today, and I need to know why. I need to know why. So if I scroll through here, I see my P&L. Okay, $500 on Apple, not much. 960 on AMD, again, not much. Netflix, not much. Where am I up? Oh, look here. Tesla's up $16, and that's 9,600 US dollars. And if I convert that, and this is where currency makes a difference here, guys. Let's see. I need to know why this account is doing what it's doing today. And, I can see that, it's $9,700 up on Tesla. I'm holding 500 shares here. And, this is where currency really matters, is because the moment you get into a US position, you're also taking a position on currency as well, guys, right? So that $9,600, that's like $13,000 Canadian, which accounts for literally half or more than half of what's gone on in my portfolio. And on all these P&L numbers here, guys, these are all in US dollars, right? So, obviously Nvidia is helping me out today. Microsoft is helping me out today. Yeah, so if you take like $9,700 from Tesla, add in another, um, add in another, what was a Netflix put that's doing well for me. So, 1,300 for Nvidia, another 1,000 on this Netflix put. That's 2,300. Another, let's call it almost 2,000. It's like 4,300, plus the like 9,700. Well, you know what? Now you're like at $13,000, $14,000, right? AMD's up another, like, so now you're like at $15,000, $16,000. That takes us to roughly that $25,000 increase in value for today. Okay, so now, if I scroll down here, you know what? I'm not borrowing money yet. I do have some buying power. You have $1.58 million of buying power. And literally today, I would go and I would first take a look, and I would go to my watch list, and I would see, okay, what's going on in the Nasdaq. Okay, so the Nasdaq today it's up 1.64%. All right, well that's good. And then I will go and I'll do the same thing with, should technically the same thing as with the S&P, to see, how that is performing. And again, we're seeing so it is generally an up day. Okay. We see that both of them up that 1.13% there. The Qs are up as well. Okay, so up 1.69, which makes more sense. The Nasdaq index is a more volatile index with more growth prospects than the S&P. That all makes sense. I look at my VIX level. Ooh, my VIX level is now getting shot down to 15.6. It had spiked up here, guys. You can see it spiked up to almost what? Almost 20 something, right? Almost 20 something. Or 1920. Right now it's back down to about 15. So, you know what? Like, I will tread with caution here, but I will see, hey, okay, like, let me just put this in alphabetical order. So if we just even simply go through our list of half a dozen stocks here, we can see, okay, Apple, well, Apple volatility 25.6. It has been well sold off here, right? And you can see that, hey, listen, maybe something at the 230 level, the 200-day moving average is hovering around that level as well. But again, we are seeing here that the volatility is a little high. And why is it a little high? It's because earnings are coming in on January the 30th. So if we go to our options chain, right, and we can see, okay, well, if I want to do January the 31st, this is just after earnings, right? And we can say, okay, well, let's go at the 220 level. 220 level. If we look here, Yes, the 220 level is, what is this? It is just above that 200-day moving average, which is fine. And we can go in and we can put that trade in. But first, what we would do is we'd say, hey, do I have room for this? Do I have room for this? And I am saying this with tongue in cheek because obviously right now, 500 shares times $431 per share on Tesla, you may not have room for that. You may not have room for that, because that's like $200,000 of a $874,000 portfolio. But if we say, all right, listen, like I want to have 10% allocation to Apple, um, you know what? Like you may actually want to buy some more shares, right? Because Apple's a $231 stock, right? And you if you want to have $87,000 allocation to Apple, you probably need to buy some more stock. Now, that being said, I'm going to be buying Apple at 240. So I'm going to have 300 shares. So I could say, okay, well, you know what? I probably need about 700 shares to make up that $87,000. Like if I go to my calculator and I can pull up my calculator and I can literally size the position, right? So if I say today I have $874,000 times zero point 0.1, which is 87,400, okay? Yeah, 87,440 divided by 231.24. Okay, so I need to have about 378 shares, but now that's not exactly the case because the thing that I omitted there is because Apple is a $231 stock in US dollars. If I'm at 144, that's a $332 stock. Okay. And if I'm already going to be buying 300 shares of it, I'm at $99,792. So theoretically, if I'm saying that, hey, Apple is something I don't have about 10% exposure at, I'm actually above that. I'm at 99,792. And if I divide that by 874,440, I'm at 14%. So I'm actually overweight Apple. Does everyone get that? So that's very important in terms of like this sizing your position. Okay. We can do the same. We can do the same thing with AMD. Okay.